Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Kashif Boothe podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, the highs, the lows, and what's next for them. Today's guest is James Ladd. He's an actor from, I can't remember, are you from Essex or is it
So
outside?
no, South London.
South London. How comes I
Yeah,
didn't know this? We're both South. Okay.
yeah.
We'll get into that.
Huh.
And he's an actor from South London. It's good to have you, James, on the show.
Good to see you, Kashif.
It's
Long time.
long time, long time.
Uh,
Well, I'm
Yeah,
confused. I swear you had a different surname. It wasn't Lad.
yeah. It was James Barton when we
Yes.
originally met, and then since I last saw you, I've been to drama school, and it was kind of, I think it was to do with Spotlight, getting
Okay.
getting signed up onto Spotlight, and there happened to be a couple of James Bartons already on there that beat me to it. So
Okay.
I remember my tutors saying, "Well, you can have any name you want," and it gave me a bit of a headache. It was a bit of a complex trying to figure out a name, and so I thought of like maiden names and stuff like that, and family names, but they were all taken as well. So I just went for the James Ladd.
And it
I
stuck.
run it stuck. Yeah, I run it past a few people, and they were like, "Yeah, we like that. It's got a bit of a punch to it. Two
Oh,
syllables." I
true.
thought, yeah, that'll do me. James
Mhm.
Ladd, like Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? That'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
me.
No, I like that. I like that. And could you spell it with two D's? So it's different. It's different. It's not.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there was an actor called Alan Ladd, and my mum was a big fan of his.
Okay.
Um, so there's a bit of that in it as well, I suppose.
Okay, nice, nice. Well, James and I go
Yeah.
way back, way back. We made the horrible little film called Oreo back in 2012, and
2012. Yeah,
2012, 12 years later, here we are. So,
yeah,
and that was a good learning experience. A lot to kind of do, very big for like a big, like fairly new, figuring out myself as like a writer, director, and making such
yeah,
a big project like that. So that's how we met back
yeah.
the day.
That was my first
Uh,
ever experience of acting.
Wow, wow.
That was
Mhm.
I remember I kind of always wanted to get into drama, and I was talking to a friend, and I just they suggested that I sign up to one of these platforms. I think it was Star Now or Mandy or something like that back
Oh
then.
no, yes, yes,
And
yes.
yeah, I signed up to that, and then I saw the casting, applied for it. I think the same. I had me in the same day or the next day. I'd never been to an audition before in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Never didn't know really much
Mhm.
about it. Turned up, and I think I went for a part. It wasn't the lead, was it? I was going for. It was like a smaller part.
Yeah, yeah, because we were looking for extras and we
Right.
wanted to like just meet the extras because it wasn't paid as well. So we wanted to get to know you
Yeah.
guys so you knew us and you knew it was legit as well. And
Yeah.
then it
Yeah.
was like the same day that we
Yeah.
met you, the actor who was gonna play, what's his name? I think it was
Jason.
yes,
Jason, wasn't
Jason.
it? Yeah.
Yes, and he literally dropped out that day, and we
Right. Yeah.
start filming like the next day or something like that, and we didn't know what to do. So it was like, well, this
Yeah.
guy was really cool. He seemed good. Let's
Yeah.
hit him up and see if he'd do it. And you said yes, and then we just kind of hit record.
Yeah, then that was it. That was it. And I had no idea what I was doing. It was all
No.
new to me. And you helped me along the process. And I was just kind of winging it really,
Mhm.
and hearing all the terminology on set. And
Mhm.
I was just like, yeah, what does he mean by that? But I'll go with it, take that leap of courage, and just go
Mhm.
for it. And
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it turned out to be a real fun time, didn't it? And I remember we had like one of the hottest summers as well that year. It was
Yes, we
so
did.
hot.
Yes, we did. We
Yeah.
did a lot. Like it was basically like a feature film, but then when we edited it, it was actually about 60 minutes. And then me and the
Yeah.
editor cut it down to like 30 minutes. And we had so many different type of locations. Do you remember it was in that studio and we made that
Yeah.
into all different kind of like sets as well.
Bedroom scenes, party scene, wasn't it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. For the little resource, I'm proud of it because we did so much,
Yeah.
so little, and it was such a great learning experience at such a
Oh,
young age
massively.
as well. And
Yeah.
it was just so fun. Like I would definitely try to remake it because I didn't come up with the idea. I kind of blended it with another girl who kind of came up with the concept, and I wrote the script, and we worked together. So we good
Right.
with all the experience that I have, make it better. But it was such a good time as well. And It was just
Yeah.
like a great summer. And your friend Danny was with us the whole time.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. He was just there to sort of give me courage, really.
Yeah.
I thought I've got no idea what I'm getting into. You're coming with me, mate. You know what I mean? I sort of took him
Yeah.
hostage.
Yes, yeah. And it was so
He
funny.
had a wonderful time as well,
Yes.
and made some great people on that set. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
brilliant.
definitely. And like I worked with Princess who played Eva again a few
Mm,
years later on a web series called Talia Versus, which did really well. And
yeah.
I've worked with, I don't know if you remember Samuel Williams, he was on it with
Yes, I remember him. Yeah,
us.
yeah.
I worked with him again on a web series I did called Nate and Jamie. So
Mm.
stayed in contact with
I saw some of that. I
him.
recognised one of the other at the one that played Nate or Jamie. I worked with him as well.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
Josh.
yeah.
That's Josh. He
That's it,
played
Josh.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I remember meeting Josh on some weird like uni project thing, and it was batshit crazy script, and that was the first day I ever met him.
Okay, wow, look at that. But it's the industry, like everyone knows everyone. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so small. So yeah, so it's been just a great journey since then. So
yeah,
after you did that, so I would ask, oh, how did you get started? But I know how you got started.
yeah.
So
Through Kashif Booth Entertainment, wasn't
yes.
it?
So after that, what was your journey? What was like, you did Oreo, what did you do
Yeah.
next?
So after that, it gave me the real desire, I suppose, to pursue a career in the arts and through acting. And I did. I ended up through the same platform. I think it was Star Now. I just started applying for loads of stuff. I did lots of university projects, lots of short films. I think I ended up doing a couple of adverts, and just sort of started to learn by being on set, sort of thing.
Mhm.
And then a number of years later, I decided to go to drama school. Um, and did that. Graduated through COVID, so
Oh
that
wow.
was a bit disappointing because COVID kicked in sort of 6 months into our final year. So we missed out on the big showcase and stuff like that. But we made it work, and it was a hell of an experience going to drama school. I learned so much. I kind of went from winging it to having a bit of nous about me to get through things rather than just making it up and.
Yeah.
um but yeah, but then also I think a lot of lots of stuff I didn't agree with at drama school also.
Mhm.
There was a lot of things that I found difficult, like character building, and whereas I just kind of very much like to get it on its feet and go for it rather than down for hours on end depicting scripts and finding things out about the character. I do that also, but the sooner I can get up and start saying the words and getting into it and molding myself into the character, the better for me.
Mhm.
So it kind of like it held me back a bit, and I found that a bit frustrating. So I just
Mhm.
all the time I just want to do it, let me get out and do it,
Mm, mm.
but yeah, it was an experience. So I did that, and then from there, it's just been sort of trying to chase the dream, really.
Yeah.
Get out, get an agent, um, and just picking up scraps, really. trying to
No, not
trying to
scrap.
get trying to get the TV credits,
Yes,
trying
yes,
to get
yes.
the credits on
Mhm.
a lot of day player roles. That's what they call them, And I suppose I am still learning my craft. Still very much learning my craft and learning about myself as well. It's been a journey since the last time I met you. A lot's happened since then. I was still, we were kids, weren't we? Really?
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, I
Mhm.
was,
Mhm.
very immature and very like naive. I think to the
Mhm.
world. I thought,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm going to
Mhm.
be an actor. That's what I'm going to do. I'll be
Mhm.
after Oreo. It's Hollywood. You know what I mean? That was the. That's still the dream. I think
Yeah,
you got a
yeah,
dream, but
definitely. Mhm.
you know, yeah, so a lot of growing up since then,
Mhm.
I'd say.
Mm, that's good to hear. So what drama school did you go to, if you can share?
I went to a place called ACT in Brighton,
Okay. Mhm.
yeah, which was like it was evening based, so you could still kind of work in the daytime and earn
Oh,
a living.
okay.
So that
Mhm.
helped a lot. It was stressful at times, because there's a lot of, especially coming up to a performance and stuff, you kind of have to pick and choose between
Mhm.
work and university.
Yeah.
So that was getting the balance right was tough, but no one said it was going to be easy.
No, no, no. Was it a 3-year course or a 1 year?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
So yeah, learnt a lot and made some great friends there.
mhm,
It's a real family environment. I think
mhm.
they say um, the people you meet at drama school will be friends for life, and I made some great friends there because it's
No,
just
that's good.
so intimate. You get
Mhm.
there within 2 days, they're like, right now, be a snail. You know what I mean? And you're lying on the deck, slithering around, thinking, I don't even know these people at
Yeah.
all, and I'm lying on the floor and
Uh-huh.
slime it being slime and stuff.
Mhm,
Like
mhm,
really you out of yourself.
mhm.
And so yeah, was an experience.
What was the process of getting into drama school? Because I've heard you've got to, in some cases, you've got to pay to audition, and you might not even get
Yeah.
accepted, and then there's a lot of rounds to it as well. So,
Yeah, so this was an audition process. You didn't have to pay for the auditions, but it
okay.
was a case of, if they could see something, if they could see potential,
Hmm.
um, then they'd get you on the course. And also they had an option to do like a foundation course thing if they didn't think you were quite ready for
Hmm.
the um the full course, But lucky enough, I'd had some experience though. I'd done some auditions and learnt a lot through YouTube and stuff on just basic things like don't stare the director in the eye, because that's I've been there,
Hmm.
doing the audition. I'm like looking right at them, and I can just they're getting really uncomfortable and this can't be right. This cannot be how you do it,
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I suppose just getting on and doing it and teaching myself a few tricks of the trade. And so, yeah, by the time I did the audition, I'd mastered a monologue that I'd taken with me a few places and I got in.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
I like that. So from doing drama school to now, it's like,
Yeah.
what was like what you took away from it as well? And do you think it's essential for every actor to go to drama school?
No, not at all. I don't. In hindsight, I mean, I'm glad I did it. I am very, very glad I went and for the experience but on the other hand, you know, I no, I'd quite happily not
Hmm.
have gone. Also, 'cause I did learn a lot, but I feel like I'd like to think I'm quite an instinctive actor. I like to react to the
Hmm.
to the in the moment sort of thing. I really I love theatre. I love performing to a crowd, so it gave me the platform to practice that. Every term we'd have a showcase and we'd perform to friends, family, and
Hmm.
paying customers, and that sort of gave me the experience of doing it. In a safe environment where you could kind of be bold and take risks. Um, so that I got a lot from that. Um, but I think they try to mold you into this kind of well, not I'm not I can't speak for all drama schools, but the impression I got was like they tried to mold you into this kind of person that you know goes that way,
Hmm.
whereas I kind of differ from the crowd and I like to do it my way a bit. I don't
Okay.
like being told what to do. I think and like I'd have my own ways that I'd picked up through doing theatre prior to drama school. So
Mm,
I'd like 10 minutes before the show, I'd still wouldn't be ready. 'Cause I don't like to put the outfit on until, because as soon as I put the shoes on and the outfit, I'm ready. I'm in the
right.
zone.
Yeah,
Whereas the
yeah, yeah.
others they'd put they'd get dressed up like an hour before the curtains go up, and
Mm,
and they're all like dancing and joking around the room. Whereas I can't do that. Once the outfit's on, I'm ready to step onto stage, and it's like I'm in the zone now. Don't
mhm.
talk to me.
You're
I'm a
in
bit like
character
that.
as well. Like you're in
Yeah,
character.
yeah,
Yeah,
in
okay.
character. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I found that the school they gave me I always played like the real wacky far out there nutter, or
Mhm,
like I played an old man, or I played characters that were so far r removed from who I am.
mhm.
So I think it was maybe more of a challenge,
Okay.
and that would annoy me sometimes because I'd like to play parts that would, but maybe you get someone to come and watch and this could be plausible, rather
Mhm,
than playing like an 85-year-old man with gout. That's just never
Oh
going to happen.
gosh.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's, I'm not going to get cast for
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
am I?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Mhm.
I want to play something that's close to who I am.
Mhm.
But I did. But I did. It was one hell of a experience. But no, I don't think all actors need to go to drama school. I think for confidence building and for it's really good for that. Really, really good for that.
Mhm.
And support from the tutors. The support from the tutors was great. And you get feedback. I think feedback's very important,
Mhm.
in a safe environment where, because if you go straight into work and you get some negative feedback, that can ruin people's careers.
Yeah.
You have to have quite thick skin. So going through the drama school process helps with that as well, I
Hmm.
think.
Hmm. No, I think that's good. That's good to hear because sometimes I do recommend to some actors, like go to drama school, refine your
Mm,
skills. Because sometimes I think as actors, just like what you said as well, where you had done a lot of acting and then you went to drama school, sometimes you feel like you've hit a wall, and sometimes it's
mm,
good to go and see what you can gain from it. And the skills you already have and talent as an actor, you can then refine or just learn more. Like you said, with the feedback and stuff like that, it just gives you that extra edge in some cases. Some people, they've never been to drama school. They just got an agent, boom, they've been in some Hollywood films, on EastEnders, whatever. So, it's just
yeah.
what works for each other. And it's good to hear that as well, because some people feel like
Mm,
they always have to do that. Just like for me on the other side,
mm,
I'm told you can go to film school, you can get this and that, but it's hit or miss. You could go
mm,
to film school and spend all that money and
mm,
then you're at square one again. I don't know if you
yeah.
remember Elizabeth, who was on set of
Yeah, I remember.
she's won a BAFTA recently, and she just
Oh,
did
really?
yeah, she won
Good on her.
BAFTA for Best Short Film, and she did that from her graduating film at the National Film and Television School. And that's great. So proud
Wonderful.
of her. But that's
Yeah.
like rare, It's not every
Yeah.
single time you're
Yeah.
gonna go to film school and oh, you're gonna go and win a BAFTA. Like, and so many people will think
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
when really
Yeah.
sometimes you could just start from square one. So it's definitely a thing
Mm,
of like it's up to you. Go because it's
yeah.
great for you to learn and you can
Yeah.
gain so much from it, but don't think like, oh yeah, this is it 100%.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
mustn't be under the illusion that if you go
Yeah.
to drama school, you're
Hmm.
gonna get the role of your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight away.
Um,
Like,
yeah, yeah. I
mhm,
think it helps um early on in your career. It is direct casting directors. They'll look, and if they see that
mhm,
you've been trained, theatre trained, or that will help you
mhm.
out to
Yeah.
begin with. I do think that
Hmm.
you're taken seriously. I suppose.
Hmm.
I think to begin with, where it might
Hmm.
get you a self tape, all that money you spend. You know.
Yes, yes, yes. So for you, like when you're looking for work, like you're signed to an agent
Mm.
or are you currently looking for an agent?
Currently looking for an agent now.
Okay.
I since beginning of the year,
Okay.
I had a few things going on and
Hmm.
took a bit of a time out because I think that's
Okay.
important sometimes.
Hmm.
And yeah, currently in the process of looking for a new agent now. Yeah.
And so when you look at agents, like what are you looking for? Because I've heard some horror stories, like some
Mm.
agents, look, they aren't even finding you work. You don't even hear from them for months, weeks.
Yeah.
And then you might get a job and they're like expecting 10% of the commission. So
Mm.
what's your like experience
Well,
with
I
agents and
think you have
hmm
to take responsibility upon yourself as well.
yeah.
I think
Hmm.
when I first got an agent, I thought, all right, that's it. They're going to
Hmm.
get me the job. They'll get me auditions. I'll turn up and get the job.
Hmm.
But you very much have to kind of put the work in yourself.
hmm
I learned that very quickly that they'll do their best, but you have to
hmm
try and kind of open the doors yourself.
hmm
Go to events where you can mingle and chat with directors and put yourself out there
hmm
and meet people and I think that's very important.
yeah,
You know,
I
because it's
agree.
all about who you know, right? I do
Always,
think that
always.
and you need a bit of luck as well along the
Yes.
way.
Yes, always, 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 always. So for you, like what are the red flags and green flags in an agent?
Red flags, I suppose, when they ask for the cash or their money. If
Okay,
they're saying,
okay.
we'll be your agent, but we want this and we want
Mm,
X amount first. I do believe no agent will ask for any money. I think that to begin with, they will take a cut from your first job. That's what I was always told. But I
mm,
do think there's some people out there that will get you on their books for a cost.
Mm,
and I just don't, maybe some boutique agencies I've heard of that do that a bit, but not anyone in the professional realm, that wouldn't happen. I'm
mm,
sure of it.
mhm.
They take a cut from what you earn.
Yeah.
So it's in
Yeah.
their interest to get you the work, so they got to be paid too, right? That's
Mhm,
that's the thing. It's a
mhm.
business, isn't it? At the end
Yeah,
of the day.
definitely, definitely. And
So, and green flags, I
mhm,
suppose, connection.
okay.
If you sort of get that rapport with them quickly and you feel like you bounce off each other, then I'd say go for them rather than go for the big. You might get an agent that's got 1,000 people on their books, but they're getting lots of auditions, but you don't have that engagement with them.
Mhm,
You don't know them by first name, or you just get the odd email.
yeah.
Whereas if you've got a good relationship
Mhm,
where you can be open and honest and talk about stuff, because especially people with kids or
mhm,
health issues and stuff
mhm,
like that. You need an agent that you're able to be honest and open with, and they're there to support you. You know,
mhm,
so that would be a green flag of creating a good relationship, a healthy relationship with your agent.
I
And
like
if
that.
you get that, then
Mhm.
you're onto a winner.
I like that. See, that's good
That's what I'm
advice.
after.
But that's good advice for any actors listening as well. I really think
Mm.
that's really good advice. And so I always ask actors this. So what's your kind of like dream role, or what type of characters do you like to play as an actor? If you could do that all the time, what would it be?
Oh, see, I like variety.
Okay.
I'd like to. I mean, dream role probably James Bond. I
Mm.
think as a kid, I was a massive Bond fan. Um, I think, but then I like comedy. I really like comedy. I grew up kind of watching Only Fools and Horses and Faulty
That's
Towers
good.
and stuff like that. And I really
Mhm.
like that kind of humor.
Mm.
Um, and also I learned that I have I warm to the comedy quite well. I enjoy playing the comedy.
Mhm.
Um, but I'd love to be one of those actors that
Mhm.
you see me in this movie and I'm dark and dangerous, and the next week I'm in a chick flick playing like Hugh Grant. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah, yeah,
dream. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Hmm, hmm.
But realistically, I suppose really I don't. Um, I'd like a nice gritty sort of BBC drama.
Okay.
Lots
Mm.
of killing and lots of people dying and a
Yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
plot twist. You
Okay,
know,
okay.
something like that.
Hmm. I like that. I can see you playing that. I could see you playing some like gangster, have you seen The
Yeah.
Gentleman on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see
Yes.
you in
Yeah. Yeah.
that. I can see you in The
Yeah. Oh,
Gentleman.
it's kind
Yeah,
of
definitely. I
yeah.
can see you in The Gentleman. Definitely. Guy Ritchie, if you're listening,
Yeah.
friend of the show. Um, like
Yeah.
past
Get me
James,
on, guy. Yeah.
season two, because I loved The Gentleman. I thought it was really good. So
Yeah, it was really good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, nice, nice, nice. So, so who are some of like your favorite actors too? Like, who do you look for like inspiration and stuff like that?
It's a wide variety, actually.
Mm.
I like, I suppose, Jack O'Connell, English actor. I
Yeah,
really like Jack
I
O'Connell. I
like
think
Jack O'Connell.
I've followed his career right from the
Hmm,
start. I think,
hmm.
and the roles he plays, and you can see the energy and the passion that he puts in.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like his work.
Hmm,
And Shia LaBeouf, I've always been a massive
hmm.
Shia LaBeouf fan.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
him. I've followed his journey. I love his journey. Um, and then like DiCaprio, always loved
Mm.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, same.
I could sit and watch Titanic any given Sunday. Any Sunday, and it's a bit
Hmm.
not too nice out. Put Titanic on. And what a film, what a
Yeah,
film, what an actor.
yeah, yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
Same.
And then De Niro and
Hmm.
but yeah, I suppose off the top, probably Jack O'Connell. I think
Okay.
and I just watched Amy Winehouse
Oh, I
recently.
haven't seen it
I
yet.
thought, oh, it was good. Yeah, I
Okay.
thought he was very good in that as well.
Mm. Okay.
It was
Nice.
sort of saw a different side to his acting. It was good.
Okay. Nice, nice, nice. So when
I'd
you're
like his jobs. That's probably why I like him, because I think I'd like his jobs.
Ah,
The work he gets some good work. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they're the sort of jobs I'd like.
Okay, okay, I see. So you just have to like be his body double or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And then just trap him in the closet or something, and then be like, "Oh, I can fill
Yeah,
in."
yeah, yeah. I'm ready. Where do you want me?
You know? So like when you've been on set, like what have you learned like working on set, especially like with other actors? Like for example, maybe you've not had like the best chemistry, or maybe you have, or what's it like when
Mm,
you've worked with directors who might be very, because you know there's some directors who are quite open, like with improv, or there's some who are really like, no, you need to know the
mm.
lines, like exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they're
yeah.
very particular about how they want it to be. What's your experience been like that, and how do you overcome it?
Well, I suppose the film work and filming that I've done, I've always been quite lucky where the director has kind of been very open for
Right.
change
Okay.
and very kind of, because I must admit, probably not the best at learning lines unless I have to really study them and put
Mhm.
lots of work into it. So when it comes to filming, it's kind of like, you get it's in sections. So for
Mhm.
today, I just need to learn this bit, and I'll
Yeah,
focus
yeah,
on that.
yeah.
And there'll
Mhm.
be words that will be different, or
Mhm.
on the day, in the moment, when you're up against the other actor, you
Mhm.
know, the conversation changes, differs. You use different words, and
Mhm.
I've always been kind of able to do that. But what I
Okay.
learnt is when you're doing a piece of theatre and you have to kind of credit the writer, it's got to be to the fucking to the
Mhm.
bit, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's then you really have got to learn it, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
You really
Mhm.
have.
Yeah.
So but yeah, different. I suppose you just have to go in with an open mind. And
Okay.
I've learned to whatever I expect, it's usually different, So I try to, before I
Mhm.
turn up for the day, I clear my mind, go in with a fresh start, and
Mhm.
with it, see what happens.
Mhm. And what's it been like? Have you ever dealt with like a difficult actor, or you've not really had a good, chemistry? How have you
Not
overcome that?
really. No,
Okay.
no, not
Okay.
really. No,
Mm.
I think I don't like people with too much energy. I think
Okay.
too much energy
Mhm.
can kind of throw me off a bit. I like
Mhm.
people that are a bit more relaxed, a bit more chill.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like good energy, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then because I think it's going to be a long day. If you're
Mm.
still like this at 8 o'clock tonight, fair enough. But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
not
yeah.
usually not, and they
Mhm.
because they
Mhm.
but use up all their energy. Then it gets after lunch, they start
Yeah,
to
yeah.
slow down.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think you have to kind of
Mhm.
you have to take your time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
try and keep you
100%.
cool. And I've learned that.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
no, never really had any bad experiences.
Hmm. No, that's
No.
good. That's good
Yeah.
because but it's always good to ask and know, because sometimes I've dealt with people who have been difficult to work with, and
Mm,
sometimes if you're not used to being a boss, sometimes you're put in like certain situations where you don't know how to handle it. If there's like conflict
mm,
between two people, or somebody's overstepping their bounds, and it's like, well, I'm the
yeah.
boss and I've got to make sure everyone's okay, but also make sure everyone's in line. It can be
Mm,
quite overwhelming, and sometimes you're also working with different types of people, different type of personalities. Everybody thinks differently. So it's like, how
yeah.
are you able to, make sure everything's in peace and harmony? And luckily for
Yeah.
my sets and my productions, like I've not had too much drama, and I
Mm,
and I always try to create like a really great environment. I come out of my comfort zone and I put on a persona and I try to make people laugh and just make
yeah.
people relax, and just make
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's the best sets to have. I've gone on to sets
Yeah.
and it's just been, you could cut the tension with a knife, or people are very clicky and you can't
Mm,
really
mm,
break in because they're like, oh, who are you? Like, why are you trying to talk to me? And so
yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
many different types of vibes. So that's
Of
why,
course. I
yeah.
think it's easier for the actor to turn up
Mm,
and do the day's work, then go
yeah.
home.
Hmm.
Whereas the people that are, everyone else that's on set that's keeping the day running,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I bet they could tell some
Mhm.
stories. you know.
Oh, yes, we could. Okay. Yes, we
Yeah.
could. Trust me. Like sometimes I've had like some terrible crew members, and the actors probably don't know anything what's going on, but we're just making sure it runs smoothly. Or they might can pick up on little things, but we're just trying to make sure they just focus on what they've got to focus on, and we get the
Yeah.
shot at the end of the day, So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's how it can go. So when it comes to acting, like, so what do you prefer? Do you prefer screen acting or do you prefer theater?
I'd always I always said screen, but
Hmm.
then through drama school, I think the buzz of the theatre and
Yeah.
performing in front of a
Hmm.
live audience, it's second to none. It
Hmm.
beats it every time.
Yeah.
Um, but then I also love being on screen. It's
Yeah.
easier to showcase. See,
Mm.
tell everyone
Mhm.
to plug in at 2 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon and see
Yeah.
when I'm on the telly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas
Hmm.
well, in the theatre, you sell tickets and
Hmm.
not everyone can make it. It's
Yeah.
easier to be seen, you
Hmm.
know. But
Hmm.
I think I would say honestly, I prefer the theatre.
Okay.
I prefer performing on stage. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of actors say that they love that thrill of being on stage and doing a
Mm.
show and performing every night. And and I know that with each audience, sometimes the reaction to certain things are different
Yeah.
as well. So it's
Yeah.
always
That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
yeah, very different. You
Yeah.
don't know what you're gonna get. Like you're thinking, okay, they're gonna laugh at this bit
Mm.
and it's cricket.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or they will
Yeah.
laugh at something totally unrelated. So, and
Yeah.
that's what, and I love theater as well. Definitely
Mm.
something I want to get into as well. I'd love to do a theater show as well. So,
Mm.
okay, nice, nice, nice. So in terms of like your acting, what's the biggest thing you've done? Like, what could you say? Share.
Um, I suppose probably theatre. You
Okay.
know, I did a play called Waiting for Robert, which is the story of William Blake
Mm-hmm,
his life towards
mm-hmm,
the end of his life.
mm-hmm.
And that was great. And I kind of performed that up and down all over the country over the period
Hmm.
of about 3 or 4 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're looking to take it to
Mm-hmm.
I think Latvia
Oh
next
wow.
year, possibly to
Wow.
perform it. And that,
Okay.
but I've done a few TV bits. My
Mhm.
most recent thing I did was I did a reconstruction for world's most evil killers on Sky Crime. That was good
Okay.
fun. That was,
Wow.
that was
Okay.
good fun.
Mhm.
And it was I played a accomplice in a serial killer that was based in Staten Island, New York, but we filmed it in Bournemouth or something
No,
like that.
that's a shame. It would have been nice if
Yeah,
we could
I
have gone
know.
to Staten
Yeah,
Island.
that would have been lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was. So yeah, I did that, and that's always
Mhm.
nice. I mean, it was see yourself on the TV. It's
Yeah, yeah,
funny.
yeah, definitely. So when you're auditioning for theater and on-screen projects, what's the difference? Because I know with on-screen we do a lot of self-tapes, but for
Yeah,
theater, what's the audition process like for that?
I'd say the big difference between the two is how loud you are and how big you go. When
Okay.
you go for a theatre audition, you kind of need to speak from the guts,
Mhm.
and be big and
Yeah.
bold.
Hmm.
Whereas TV is it's all in the eyes.
Mm. Yeah.
It's all in the eyes and
Yeah.
the very small
Hmm.
details.
Yes.
So you just slow
Mm-hmm.
it down, I
Hmm.
suppose.
Okay.
Um, but again, it depends what you're going for. I
Hmm.
think because the theatre auditions I've had have been very similar to
Hmm.
film auditions because they
Okay.
like to film it anyway,
Hmm.
so
Okay.
then they can watch it back.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, and the self tapes is the future. I see
Yeah.
it's all about the self tapes now.
Hmm.
And I saw something a little while ago about someone saying, getting an actor in for a self tape is criminal. Especially if they've trained and they've, give them a shot, get them in the room. But I think in this day and age, time is money, and
Yeah.
for casting directors to be able to see so many more people
Hmm.
through self
Hmm.
tape, I think it's
Yeah.
it's the future.
Hmm.
So it's something that you, and lucky enough at drama school, because we were hit with the COVID, they kind of taught us how to basic self tape, and
Hmm.
how to do the basics, and that was vital,
Hmm.
because that's the way it is now.
Yeah.
But I do like getting in the room. I
Hmm.
do like to get
Hmm.
in the room and feel the energy
Hmm. Hmm.
across the room, and give it your best shot. And
Hmm.
also, you don't. you only get one shot, or they might get you to do it again, or sit
Yeah, yeah,
down this
yeah.
time, or this
Yeah,
time do it like that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when you're
yeah.
at home and you're doing it and
Mhm,
you're self taping, it's like, I don't like that
mhm.
one. You're your own critique, and you just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
you're
yeah.
finding the best shot, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
tiring. I've been there. That is tiring.
Definitely, I understand. So like, because I've helped actors in the past do self tapes as well, so trust me, I know.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so but also I understand like self tapes are a lot easier. Like when I've done my casting calls, especially if I haven't worked with a casting director, or if I have,
Mm.
you just get flooded with so many tapes that you've got to watch. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's just such a long process. Like, so doing it
Mm.
in person, it would just it's just so you would be or casting for like 2 3 weeks if you're gonna try and get
Yeah.
because there's only so many people you can see in one day, you
Of
know,
course.
and like
Mm.
self tapes is easier, but I always do callbacks in person. And
Oh,
that's what
okay.
yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
my personal preference. Like some don't, but I
Yeah.
prefer to because I want
Mm.
to see one person and I want them
Mm.
usually a lot of my projects, sometimes the leads have already been casted. So I want to do like a
Mm.
chemistry read and see how they worked
Yeah.
together as well. Not just if it's like a romantic, but also like if it's enemies, if it's like
Of
sisters,
course.
brothers,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. I want to
Yeah.
see what the chemistry's like, and also want to gauge the person as well because I've worked with, like I said, love actors, and
Mm.
listen, some of them, yeah, it's not been the best. So
Yeah.
like, I want to gauge like who you are, how are you as a
Yeah.
person, and yeah, see if we'll vibe because it's always
Mm.
about making sure I hire somebody who I know I'm going to get on with, you know?
Yeah, of course, 'cause you're gonna be with this person for a number of weeks and
Yeah,
seeing them every day, and,
yeah.
it's important.
Especially on like 12-hour days, and it's going to be a
Oh,
long
yeah.
days, and
Yeah. Yeah.
night shoots and day, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So
Of
I need to
course.
make sure, but I think callbacks are a lot better because
Mm.
they just come alive, and you really can
Yeah.
see like, okay, this person really could play the character, or somebody who was
Yeah.
really great on the self tape in person. It's like, it's not really hitting,
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's that as
Yeah.
well. So I think that's what I love about audition.
And everyone's different. Some people are
Hmm.
really they can shine in their living room
Yeah.
with the camera, and
Hmm.
or the other way. Some people might come
Yeah.
across do a self tape where they come
Hmm.
across and you don't get much from it, but then you get them in, they blow you away.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly, exactly.
yeah,
So yeah, so it's I understand actors who want more in person, but then it's like me on the other side, it's like, yo, that's very draining. Like
yeah,
very, very
yeah, yeah.
draining, especially if people don't show up as well. I've had
Of
that as well.
course.
Like when we were doing
Mm,
Oreo, when I did our projects after that, we would do so many in-person auditions and people wouldn't show up. So then you'd
yeah.
have like I remember getting up so early, somebody only could audition at like 9 o'clock and they didn't show up.
Mm,
And then the next
yeah.
one wasn't until like the afternoon. So we had all this time to
Mm,
kill. So it was just very annoying,
yeah.
So there's
Mm.
that as well. So that's why self tapes are just way easier.
Well, it's the
Yeah.
future, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like it's the present. It's the present.
Well, yeah,
I've been doing
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I've been doing it for
yeah.
years now. So
I know, yeah, yeah, I
so
know.
yeah, so yeah. So who are some of your dream directors you'd love to work with? Like who's on your list?
Um, Probably Jodie Comer. I think
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jodie Comer. I'd love to
Hmm.
work with her. I
Hmm.
think I love her.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
She's amazing.
She is, yeah. Probably DiCaprio. I'd love to do a
Yeah, yeah,
dual
yeah.
log with DiCaprio.
Hmm.
That'd be
Hmm.
special.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I suppose like my idols, really. I
Hmm.
mean, Jack O'Connell, Shia
Okay.
LaBeouf. I'd
Yeah,
love to
yeah,
work with
yeah.
them.
And
Why not?
directors as
But
well,
yeah,
like directors.
Scorsese.
Okay.
You know, yourself.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be good.
you know, um, yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, yeah. And like, what are some of your favorite films, or what is like a film you'd wish you could have been in? Like a film you loved.
Um, Blimey, oh, so many. Well, going back to the Titanic. I mean,
Mm.
in something like that with that bigger
Yeah.
production,
Mm-hmm.
with that would be the dream.
Mm.
And something like that.
Mm.
I'd love to have played the role of Jack Dalton in
Mm. Mm.
Titanic. What a
Yeah,
dream
yeah,
that would have
yeah.
been. You
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, but yeah, I suppose, or a Bond film,
Okay,
or a
okay.
Bond film. Yeah,
Okay, okay, I see. No, definitely. It's giving big theater like action film or just something with a big production. That's what
yeah,
you're leaning towards.
yeah.
So we're gonna manifest it. Manifest,
Yeah,
listen,
that's it.
manifest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Go big. You got to go
Yeah,
big. What's
exactly.
your dream? My it's the dream.
Exactly. Listen, and remember, they shoot a
Definitely.
lot of stuff here now. Like Warner Brothers is here, Disney's here,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
studios down in North London. So
yeah.
listen, they just need to, just the right agent, the right timing and everything.
Exactly.
And you never know.
Exactly.
So
You got to be in it to win it.
exactly. So have you ever thought about also like writing your own stuff or making any of your own stuff as well?
Yes, I've just written a script with a friend
Hmm.
about homelessness and alcoholism and addiction,
Okay.
and we're looking to put the production on later this year
Oh, as a play. Okay, great.
as a play. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, and we've been running workshops
Hmm.
every Wednesday night,
Mm.
um, and sort of getting it on its feet and getting it together.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Nice.
that's in the process.
Well, please let me know. I'd love to see you in your element now. I've not seen you act since
Yeah,
2012, so I'd love to.
I
Please hit me up
know.
and let me
Yeah.
know. I'd love to
I
come and
will.
support.
I'll send you my
Hmm.
my show reel.
Yes, it'd be good to see
I'll send you
actually.
my show reel.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since Oreo.
Very long time. Like I said, I'm
I'm going grey now. I,
we
since
are.
then.
Look, I had one in my beard the other day. I don't know where it's gone. I didn't pluck it out.
Yeah.
It just fell out. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Nice. So what else besides the play that you've got coming up? What else have you got coming up? What's in store for James?
Well, that's because I started a
Mhm.
community company,
Okay.
bringing drama and theatre to
Mhm.
rehabilit drug and alcohol rehabilitation centres.
Wow.
So that's been taking up a lot of my time recently,
Mhm.
just kind of getting that up off the ground.
Mhm.
It's called Bad Lad Group, um, and it's sort of in the process now of getting it on its feet. I just one night had a wild idea with a friend, and
Mhm.
we were thinking about putting on a performance, and then before you know it, it's just run away to this
Mhm.
project. And so yeah, that's taken up a lot of my
Mhm.
time this year.
Okay.
Um, and I think we got a date booked actually for our first. We did a 2-night performance in September.
Oh wow, that
So a
sounds
lot of
good.
work to do between
Yeah,
now
yeah,
and then.
yeah. Yeah,
So it's going to
definitely.
be a
Hmm.
busy summer
Yeah, but that sounds great.
together.
Honestly, please share that with me. Honestly, I'd love to come along and see that.
Yeah, I will
Because
do.
that sounds
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
doing, that sounds like a great organization, and I feel like that could
yeah.
take off. Wow.
So all the
Mhm.
cast members
Mhm.
are reformed alcoholics and
Mhm.
addicts. It's sort of giving them a platform to do something whilst they're going through the rehabilitation to
Mhm.
sort of keep their minds busy, and
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
see if they have a love for the arts.
Nice. I love that. That's really good. Honestly, wow, that's great. Because sometimes people need to understand like there's other things you can do besides like just getting some regular job. Like you can really,
Yeah, of course.
hone in your creativity and stuff like that. So I think that's a really
Hmm.
good thing. So yeah. So where can people find you and your organization so that they can just know more about it? Can they donate as well to like your organization as
Yes,
like as
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
they
okay.
can. Yeah, so we're on Instagram, it's bad lad BADDLADD underscore group, bad lad underscore group on
Mhm.
Instagram, and then all the links I've moved on can get from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
And what about you? Like where can people find
Matt,
your work?
James Ladd also
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
Linktree. Linktree,
Okay.
I'm on now. I think that
Okay.
seems to be
So you can see
the
all your show
future.
reels so they can cast you,
That's it. Yeah, yeah. Or just Google James
Mhm.
Ladd. That's why I changed my name. So now if you Google James
Mhm.
Ladd, LADD actor on Google, up I
Mhm.
pop, and you'll see my headshot and a few other bits and bobs.
Nice, nice. Well, thanks, James, for coming on the show. I feel like it's great
Thank you,
catching
Kashif. It's
up.
been a pleasure.
Yes, and seeing what you're up to, and you're doing some great work. So I really love that. So yeah, so thanks again for coming on the show. And guys, if you're
Absolute
following
pleasure.
me, all of my user socials, you know them. There's a bunch of them. So yeah, stay tuned for new episodes coming soon.